I know.
All right, so talk about the Motocross of Nations and more coming up this weekend at Redbud. One of the co-owners over there at Redbud, Tim Ritchie. What's up, Tim? How are you, man?
I'm listening to you guys talk about how we might not win. We're going to win, Steve. Come on, man.
But Tim,
we're winning this thing.
Okay, well, I think they are winning, Tim, but Jesus, they didn't even make the podium the last time, and you dumped a bunch of sand on the track.
Oh, quit it. You know, I would honestly like to ask Tomac, like, what happened in his head. I would not want to ask him this week. Right. I wouldn't want him to go there.
Yeah.
But I would really like to know. My analogy is I think those guys knew exactly what the track was going to be from being there in July. You know, it's always kind of the same.
Yep.
And then it just threw him such a curve.
Yeah. And you didn't dump sand on it. I'm giving you a hard time. You did not dump sand on it.
I did not.
Right.
I did not. But Plessinger should have shined in that. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It was wild that happened.
Yeah, it was really strange, and I think they get it done this weekend. I do think, I mean, look, Aussie's got a great team. Hunter and Jet, and then Mitch Evans. That's a strong team. They're going to be right there. If anything goes sideways, USA. But there's not a whole lot of depth there, other countries, you know? So, yeah. I mean.
Is Dylan riding for France or not?
Dylan's in for France, yeah. Yeah.
Is he? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So Dylan's in for France.
Those guys are always solid, of course.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. Jet's on a 450 for the first time. We got to think he's not that mature on that bike yet, right?
You got to think so.
He was ripping at Glen Helen.
I mean, I know he's gnarly. I know he's ripping, but I mean that's a lot of pressure, and then jumping to a different bike. Back him a little.
For you, Tim, this is the second time. What are you doing different this time, if anything, from the first go around? Like, what did you learn the first go around? Obviously, the weather played a factor in things, but what are you doing better this time around, or is there anything that you're doing better?
Well, the weather is kind of mangled it last time around for sure.
Yep.
Sorry, dropped my phone. I'm running the same exact racetrack. Nikos, their event manager, came out and did a site visit earlier in the year, and I told them that we got a lot of flack last time over making the track, you know, GP style, and we didn't. I mean, I changed the starting line. I've been running the starting line since then. Nobody thinks that's a GP start or anything, you know.
Right.
We did that to house the pit lane because it's 240 foot long or something crazy. We cut that camber off last time because they had a certain meter of track length they wanted for TV or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I told him I'd like to run the same exact layout, and he agreed. He said, no problem. So the track layout is identical. I mean, I always tweak things here and there, try to make them work better, whatever. But same exact layout, no extra sand, couple inside bumps here and there, just the normal thing I touch up here and there. But the weather's looking pretty decent. We have a couple chances here and there, some rain. But other than that, everything else is just the stuff we didn't know last time. But the weather just ruined it last time. I felt like I spent the whole weekend in a bulldozer.
Yeah.
And I look at the schedule right now, and the schedule for the event is so slow paced. It's 1 day's worth of racing, kind of spread out over 3 days, or 2 days. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my head around. Saturday's 3 practices, 3 races.
Yeah.
That's the day. That's the whole day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? For track prep, for me, it's like, well, I don't need track guys. We're not going to do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it goes well, we're not going to be throwing water on it, I hope, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you got 2 more races on a national than you would, and yeah, you're right. And then Sunday is 3 motos and 1 practice, 1 short practice, you know? Well, there's a B main. No, there's a B main actually in there too.
Yeah, so you have 3 practices with the B main practice, the B main, and then 3 races.
Yeah. So what about like infrastructure? Did you change anything up, or did you learn things from the first time around, or?
We're doing most everything the same. I mean, those guys, you know, it took us a long time to figure it out last time, and if there was anything that didn't work, we tweaked a few things, but their compounds in the same area in the paddock, the USA compounds in the same area in the paddock, start line structure, all that stuff's the same.
Right.
You know, that stuff all was fresh builds last time, so it's kind of nice to go into it this time. Have some drone shots LeBig did for us and kind of a cheat sheet, and we're like, hey, this is how the fencing was in this area last time.
Yeah.
You know, their podium, their pit lane structure, you know, that's very complicated with how they fence it, who's allowed in the middle, who's allowed on the sides.
Right, yeah.
Little things we had to figure out last time we don't have to refigure out again. We can just kind of go off the last time.
Right.
So that's kind of nice. The VIP stuff's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Parts Unlimited, Thor had the infield section last year, last year. That was just a home run spot. So we kind of booted them and gave them our VIP South, which is up by that off-camera section. And we're doing the same VIP that we did for the National. We split those grandstands apart, moved them to the ski jump. It's just an open set of grandstands we don't charge for now. And the VIP diamond tent is right in the center of everything, where we had the Lawrence zone for the National.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But that's got its challenges. It's locked in the middle of the infield. So anyway,
Sure. Right.
there's a lot of parts and pieces that we're just trying to put together.
Right.
Hey, Tim, this is RJ. Just a couple questions. One, so the reason, you kind of already answered this, the reason for the start moving was because of pit lane, correct?
Yeah, not many tracks have it.
Yeah. And then
300-foot long, perfectly straight section, you know?
Yeah, and then have any riders had any comment on that? Like, do they miss the old start, or is that kind of just going to be the new thing?
I think everybody agrees it's way safer.
Okay.
I mean, there were some guys that liked that old start, but you had that full acceleration, throttle chop back to acceleration again that would always cause problems sometimes. So I don't think anybody disagrees that it's safer. It's a right-hander, which is kind of backwards, no foot on the brake, but it's just the 180 for a start is kind of slow enough, and we don't have big problems with it.
Right.
Ever,
Yeah.
really.
The only thing I don't like about it is it rewards gate pick so much, those type of starts, right?
Tomac pulled the whole shot national from the box.
He did.
Outside the box, right?
Yeah, outside the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inside, outside, wherever.
Yeah. You're right.
That makes you scratch your head a little bit.
Yeah.
The outside definitely sucks.
Yeah.
Far outside definitely sucked. The last 10 spots are garbage
Right.
for sure.
Right.
And
But
then
outside of the old one wasn't great.
are we going to make the leap jumpable, or?
Yeah. Are we putting a big roller in front of
what
it,
are we
Tim?
doing? Are we going to have these guys send it every lap?
I pushed it out probably 10 feet, maybe a little more. I had it flatten out a little bit, and some other things changed. I had to kind of make some room for viewing a little bit, and that changed, so I banked it back up again. I think it's going to – 450 is no problem. 450s we're doing for the National, no problem.
I was going to say, because this year I raced the National this year, and I feel like it was my first time ever at Redbud, and I just feel like looking at it from years past, like there was the roller year, then some years it looks like a lot of guys are doing it. This year I didn't do it. It looked really tough to do it. So I was just curious what goes through your head when you're setting that setup, when you're setting it up, like how you kind of decide.
Do you think I'm going to make it tough, I'm going to make it easy, whatever?
I think JT explained it once perfectly. I kind of want all the 450s to be able to do it from the outside. Top 5 guys to be able to do it from the inside, maybe. Top 5 or 6 250s to be able to do it from the outside. That would be a perfect setup.
I agree.
Helps racing a little bit.
Yep.
Keeps the slow guys from not doing it. For the National, we have an aspect that we don't for this, which is amateurs. We're racing amateurs on it the day before, the day after. I kind of have something to kind of keep those guys in check, or we got B riders or C riders trying to do it, which is obviously dangerous.
Yep.
So for this, we don't have that. But something Nico's pointed out to me originally was that this race has some really, really slow people in it.
Yeah. Yeah, their Saturday races the Saturday races are some horrific riders.
Saturday MXGP, there's some super slow guys out there, and the track has to be safe for them too. But I think it's good where it's at. I got a pretty good waller on the outside of it. The inside, like I said, probably 15 foot out from where it was.
Yeah. Okay. So
I may or may not have had some people on it riding, checking it out a little bit.
Okay. All right.
I think it's where it needs to be.
You should have duct taped LeBig's hand to the throttle and sent him over it.
Oh Lord.
Tim Ritchie on the show, brought to you by Wiseco Piston, by the way. Wiseco.com to find products for your machine. Motocross the Nation's coming up. Tim, what's it like? Obviously, the second time around, is this a little easier process for you? We talked about the weather, but just infrastructure, nerves, things you're wondering about, like a little easier for you this year on the nerves as far as okay, I know we can do this. I know we can welcome the world. How is the mindset, I guess, as a promoter when you think about all these people from all over the world coming to your place?
You would think it would be easier, but it really hasn't been.
Okay.
A week ago today, last Monday, was like Monday of the National, just wide open.
Okay.
Today's just been silly, and it's just going to keep getting worse.
Okay.
You think I don't know. I don't know that you didn't know what we didn't know last time, so we weren't worrying about it. Now we know what's coming, and we're trying to get it right. And we're always trying to get it right. And people, the guys from Budds Creek are here already, and they're like, "Dude, the place looks awesome," and that's cool to hear. But we got to keep executing it. It takes one little screw up to just throw a big monkey wrench in. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's face it, you got some flack last time. People thought you dumped a bunch of sand on it. We had the new start. Right, which you did put sand on the new start, but it was because it was a brand new start, and USA didn't perform, and the weather was terrible, and some of it bounced back on you, the promoter, or not the promoter, but the track owner. It bounced back on you a little bit.
The video Adamitis did, I mean, it was a very well done piece, but I remember the part about AP talking about why would you do that to a perfectly good track. I mean, it just crushed me. I'm like, dude, I didn't change it that much. I really didn't.
Right.
It was a track that those guys would never see in July.
Yeah.
You don't get 3 days of system rain coming through in the middle of July. So I don't know. I hope we don't have that scenario again. If we don't, the pressure's obviously on to try to – pressure's always on. If the track's good 1 year, you want to be good the next year. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. Absolutely. How many people you expect to go through the gates? What do we look at?
We can fit a couple more, a couple thousand more people that want to come.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I don't have any idea. Honestly, they announced 82,000 last time weekend attendance.
Damn.
I think that may be a little creative accounting. I don't know.
Yeah, who really?
We don't own this event. We're the event organizer, so we obviously there's a profit share in most things, but we don't control it. We do not see any of the back gate or anything like that. So. Honestly, we don't know other than what they told us for the numbers.
And last time you told me a story with the rain, you had to go to the farmer next door and rent his land for parking cars. You're just like, oh shit!
Well, actually, we were set to park cars there because we didn't know if we had enough space, and I paid him a large sum of money.
Yeah.
For 50 acres, and we parked 2 cars on them, and they both got stuck. So it was $30K plus, just wrinkled up and thrown out the window.
Right, just gone.
That was a tough one to choke down.
Yeah.
So we definitely lost parking last time. I mean, it was a $250,000 rain at least. It's hard to put a price on the damage to the facility and what it takes to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the cleanup like on Monday? What's that like?
Well, after that last one, it was pretty rough.
Oh.
It looked like a war zone. I don't want to think about that again.
I didn't think I was getting out on Sunday night. I'm like, I guess I'm just going to live at Redbud now. Like I'm not getting out.
Not a bad place to live.
No.
Dude, we pulled people out till 1 in the morning, and we didn't get them all. There was still 40, 50, 80, 100 people left.
I was painting the rental car, just bouncing off other cars. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. I'm just like,
gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Hey Tim, how's the track prep? Is there any track prep between Saturday and Sunday? Do they still?
Not really, because there's not enough time for it to. Not enough time for it to get rough. We don't.
Yeah.
That's the weird part for me. That this track kind of, as it goes, it tightens up. You know what I mean? As it dries, it kind of tightens, and like in a long amateur day, it's like I want to get through it so I can open the thing back up again and get moisture back in it. And
right.
So I'm a little worried about that, a little concerned about that. But I talked to him a little bit, and if we have corners that aren't working or something, we'll be able to tweak those.
Okay.
But we're definitely not going to flatten anything out.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're going to leave anything that's getting rough, throw some more water on it, and let it keep getting rough. So hopefully minimal amount to do track prep wise.
Yeah. They don't like doing a lot of prep. They don't like the American way of like, hey, rip this thing up, leave it deep, leave it. They don't like that.
Fix any corners
Not
and intermission. Just kind of let it go.
I think it's really that schedule. I mean, there's 3 40-minute practices and 3 20-minute plus 2.
Wow.
That's our morning schedule at the national, kind of. You know what I mean? It's just, and honestly, the national schedule doesn't have enough track time to let it really get rough. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, amateur tracks always get way rougher because the number of bikes are just through the roof. You know what I mean? Your lap counts.
Different style rough.
Without question. Slow guys make better bumps.
Yeah, it is a different type of bumps too for the GP guys. A lot of times, they ride a little different for sure.
A lot different.
And also the slower riders. There's 15, 20 seconds a lap difference in lap times between some of the countries that show up, Turkey and these other countries in America or Holland or whoever you want to put at the top. Like it's crazy. It's It's a little.
Yeah, I never thought about that because of the rough part never came into play last time.
Right.
It was just trying to make it rideable, make it raceable. That was all we were looking at, you know.
Are we going to do? We looking forward to Pit Bike of Nations again? I'm going to try to get this bronze medal back.
I heard there's some debate if you actually got the bronze medal last time. Like there's some scoring.
Well, listen,
about who really,
the person who was doing the lap scoring, you know them well. You know them very well, and she said we were third.
She's the one that told me she wasn't sure. Hey, transponder scoring this time, so we're all set there. If it all goes to shit down there, we have transponder scoring, so everybody's going to get that part right.
Do we have?
I've actually put more effort in that thing. We changed a lot. We changed the fence around. We fenced through the middle of the track.
Okay, we have fencing. We have fencing this time.
Yeah, we had it last time. I just didn't. Yeah, again, you didn't know what you didn't know. I didn't know there was going to be 8,000 people around that track.
I know. It was nuts.
What track is the Pit Bike of Nations being held on? Is there a track, or are they just marking, like, how's this working?
No, it's our actually 50cc cut of our night track. So we don't run the upper section. Last time I didn't intend to let spectators in there, and they just flooded it anyway. So then they were on the track. So this time we fenced through the center of the track so people can get on that upper part and choke this down a little bit so the track's just kind of perimetered a little bit with fence.
Is there a starting gate?
Yeah, we got a gate.
Oh yeah,
that's legit.
Yeah,
we got grates.
So it's our night track. It's our night track that we no grade.
And
just a gate.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting the top step this year. That's the way I managed him. So, you know.
Well, the Big's thinking the same thing. I don't know what he's got going on there either, but it is kind of entertaining seeing the social media stuff. The French team introduction for the pit bike team and. It's kind of cool, a lot of fun for everybody,
And this is Saturday night for people who are wondering. Saturday night, Pit Bike of Nations.
Yeah, the schedule currently is they're going to do the real team introductions Friday at like 4 or 5 o'clock on the hill, and then Friday evening we're going to do the Pit Bike team introductions, and then do a timed practice / qualifying for gate pick.
Mm-hmm.
Let everybody kind of get a little track time in, not too much, or you guys will break the bike in half, but
yeah.
I think that's Midas's plan at the moment is to get a little bit of activity down there Friday night.
He's following you on the phone. He's following you on the phone here, so we'll ask him the big details.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not calling me. He calls me. Well, he hasn't called me today yet, so I'll be nice.
But yeah, I'm sure he's been calling. When you say
we got a VIP viewing deck for Thor down there, it's kind of cool. I guess Crowley's already asked the Thor guys, hey, is there somewhere we can watch down there?
Yeah. Yeah, it should be fun.
So I think a lot of the paddock's going to come down this time. The paddock guys really didn't follow it down last year, but I think they will this year.
I don't manage for second, Tim, so I just want to let you know that.
We're going to hold you to
said,
that. Yeah.
You just said come for that bronze again.
Yeah.
At least the bronze.
I didn't see it last time, and
so
I
not
don't
second.
know if I'll see it this time. But anyway.
No, trust me, it'll be there. Weisco bringing you Tim Ritchie on the show, weisco.com. To find products for your machine and 2-stroke and 4-stroke pistons, and please check them out if you can. Tim, when you say you had some people unofficially out there, were they wearing red, white, and blue?
I can't say that, I guess. I don't know. I shouldn't say that.
Okay, all right.
But there is no regulation on riders being on the racetrack.
No, I think it's
odd.
I think it's 7 days. Wasn't it 7 days? Did I hear?
It is not. I think that's the Nationals. I believe, France 2 or 3 years ago was there the Monday of the event or something crazy.
Oh, were they? Oh, well, imagine if USA went to Redbud then. Imagine if they got a chance to ride that.
That might have got a lot of press, which wasn't great. So maybe they didn't want that again or something. Maybe.
Well, lock that place down.
Maybe it was just me and the Big up there ripping out.
Yeah.
Probably. Hey, you can't trust that LeBig guy. I mean, I think he is American now. Yeah. At this point.
He is.
Have you been riding your Intense Taser MX at all around, or how's that thing? Is it gathering dust?
I got a fresh one coming. I actually just sent it back to California to get a little work done to it. I got a little flex issue anyway. Long story. I got a crank hitting the swing arm on, and that's not good. So.
Okay, yeah. Please get that thing fixed up so you can get on.
We're going to tweak that one, but I'm waiting for a fresh Fox edition, so that's what I'm going to move on to.
All right, sounds good. Any other questions for Tim Ritchie, guys? Anybody?
Good.
All right.
Let's keep that fence up.
Yeah. Let's keep the fence up.
Yeah. If they come over the fences, let's do it on the night track, not the big track.
And I need one of those. I need one of those wristbands that I got last time. Thank you. Appreciate that. That'll be great.
That's the tower still mine. I still got that one.
No sweet. Fantastic. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for calling in. Good luck this weekend. I'll see you there, I'm sure. I know you guys will put on a hell of an event. Stop dumping sand on it, and we'll be dialed.
got the big trucks rolling in now. Got the haul trucks.
Exactly.
Bucking them down there by the tonnage.
You got Dowdy and Henry down at the throwing sand on it right now as we speak.
Turning it into the wick.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate it, man.
You know what I should have done, Steve?
What?
I should have done that for the night track. I should have done that for the night track.
Oh, yeah. Just make the pit bike just the
Turn the
Southwick.
whole thing into a sand.
It's not too late.
Oh, that would have been great.
It's
Be like,
too late.
you'll be like, oh yeah, fuckers, watch this. Made your pit bike track into Southwick. Right.
There you go.
Thanks for the time, Tim. Appreciate it, man.
No worries. We'll see you guys this weekend.
See you, man.
Whoever's coming, I'll see you this weekend.
Sounds good, Tim. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That's Tim Rich, everybody. Big race this weekend.
I'm excited.
Big race.
Yeah.
Will you buy the MXGP package
Of
to
course.
watch it? Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we have to.
Is that the only way to watch it?
Yeah.